Freshkills Park continues its transformation from world's largest garbage dump to one of New York City's largest parks. 3 park projects have been completed thus far on the outer edges of the Freshkills property. They are the new Springville Greenway, a bike and pedestrian path that runs along Richmond Avenue, Travis Avenue, and Forest Hill Road. The renovation and expansion of Schmuel Park and Playground, and the incredibly popular Owl Hollows soccer fields. In addition, this past fall, the New York City Parks Department broke ground on North Park, the first area to be developed within the interior of Freshkills. And now, yet another Freshkills amenity, the Freshkills Park Studio and Gallery, located at 2240 Richmond Avenue, directly across from Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, so this is called Freshkills Park Studio and Gallery, and we're so excited to launch it with this new exhibition. And the space is really envisioned to be where we can expand our programming and give artists new platforms for showing their work. So we are expanding on themes that Freshkills Park addresses through the park project overall, but we are opening that up to think about other aspects of the combination of art, design, and technology, and how those disciplines coming together can really solve problems in the 21st century.
And what gave you guys the idea to have a gallery as associated with the park?
Yeah, so I run an art program that has a lot of different elements to it and a lot of different ways that artists get involved. So sometimes they get involved in public programming, sometimes they do more behind the scenes research and work alongside scientific researchers to develop work that they might not be able to do elsewhere. And this space really gives us the first interior space where we can show some of that work that might not be appropriate for outdoors. So this exhibit actually encapsulates a lot of what the aim for this space is, specifically because there's a lot of video and equipment-based work that's being shown, and that wasn't so appropriate for an outdoor environment. And what's wonderful about this exhibit and the artists who are working on it is that we also have the garden element. So we're bringing all of the pieces together, and this house also has a kitchen that we hope to utilize for workshops coming up in the spring.
The Parks Department honored Stephanie Barden and Asif Tamir with the distinction of providing the first ever installation at this new studio and gallery, which they call the Fantastic Voyage.
And it basically traces the journey of 2 meals through the human gastrointestinal tract. So we have a processed meal, which is Gatorade, gummy bears, top ramen, and then a whole food, less processed version of the same meal.
Okay, and how were you able to record what this looks like?
So what we have here, if you can see that, it's a pill cam. It's basically a capsule that has a very small camera and these little lights, these diode lights that light the way through the gastric system. And this travels in your body and has a small little radio in it that transmits to a receiver you wear outside, and that records the whole movie that this is taking a timeline off.
You have the honor of being the very first show at the Freshkills Park Studio and Gallery. So tell us how that came about.
That came about because the amazing, wonderful Marielle Villers contacted us to talk about some potential projects, and we presented a few, and this was the one she chose. And it was pretty much designed for this space here in Staten Island.
This is quite an honor.
Yes, it is, and it's an opportunity to, first of all, exhibit this show, which has had a few lives, and now this is a soft opening, of course. We're going to, in the spring, do another opening with a backyard open, and we're actually going to grow the foods of the less processed, the whole foods meal. So we're actually going to have a little garden outside.
Okay, tell us about what this exhibit is.
So, of course, these little jars represent the ingredients, or the amount of the ingredients that go into the processed meal. And you can see there are about 60 jars here, and each one of them represents a small manufactured ingredient within processed food. So, in a way, this exhibition expands on the idea of questioning information that comes to you, right? When you buy a car, you don't take the dealer's word for it. You you go to your mechanic and ask him questions about it. Same thing goes for your food. They can write on the package or in the advertisement that this is good for you, that this has nutrients for you, that this is going to be fulfilling for you. If you wear this, will be cool. And you want to question that. And this is kind of a way to express that movement of questioning the information that comes your way and allowing curiosity and investigative, I guess, child play with that. And also there's use of color and play here, so you can guess which label represents what company behind it.
And what was the inspiration for this?
The inspiration for this project was an obsession with the technology in the beginning. That camera pill is pretty amazing. And finding a doctor, so Dr. Braden Kuo, who's the gastroenterologist, is up at Harvard. And I approached him almost now about 7 years ago about figuring out how could I use the pill as an artist. And what became apparent was that it was really important for the art-science dynamic to benefit both my interest in the visual representation, but also what could he benefit from this trial. And we talked about using food for the first time ever with the technology to see how does the food break down. For us, it's a way to share information playfully, not tell people you should eat that or not eat that, but like Asaf said, question what's in your food and how it's packaged. So this says 60 ingredients, but actually, for example, the artificial flavor, artificial color, will generally have 50 more ingredients on top of those 2 words, because the intellectual property of those ingredients belongs to the company and is protected by the government, so they do not have to disclose to the public that intellectual property. So most of these artificial flavors and colors contain upwards of 50 to 100 different compounds that are not named.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Is there anything else that you would like to share with Staten Island viewers about your exhibit and any message about getting them to come out?
We hope you come out. We're going to do workshops here with the public to show them both some of the meals that we made, but also talk about the garden and permaculture and the importance of balance in your diet.
And again, if I go back to what I said before, an opportunity to see how fun it is to question information and to do your own research and not take whatever comes your way as fact. Yeah.
The Fantastic Voyage will run through May 20th. For more information on this exhibit and the Freshkills Park Studio and Gallery, including its hours, go to freshkillspark.org.
I hope that people come out to see the exhibit for our programs and also to see the garden evolve over the course of the spring. Again, it's open through May 20th, so we hope to welcome people in.